Hello, everyone. I am Couch23. This is a ROM hack of Final Fantasy IV. We will not be seeing a ton of it, surprisingly. There's a little feature we'll get into when we get to that point in the game. But yeah, if I'm ready, if y'all are ready, I'm just about as ready. So let's just get going. In 3, 2, 1, go. So this is a fun little run. The beginning of the game, first 7 minutes or so, are about the same as any other Final Fantasy IV run. Some items in the castle, and we're gonna make a bit of a route divergence right away, as you would normally see in any FF4 run. We're just gonna go right into Baron. So duping the normal way has been patched in this ROM hack. But there's actually an alternate way to dupe, and I'll go ahead and show that off since we're going to need a lot of money. This ROM hack is made by Pink Puff, one of the main ROM hackers of FF4. They're the ones who created FF Orkster, if you all have ever heard of that. It's basically a modding tool to modify or look at any information in an FF4 ROM, and they created this hack with basically nothing but that. It's pretty amazing. Highly recommend this ROM hack to anybody that's ever played FF4 before. There's a very big change story-wise after Fabul, but we won't be seeing any of that. We'll be seeing some other nonsense. Cheddar says hello as well. She's here to help me commentate when there's downtime. So yeah, again, first 7 minutes or so are going to be about the same. I'm going to grab a couple chests when we get control of Cecil, and then progress through the story. Beginning of FF4 is really kind of slow in general. There's not a lot of action going on. It's introduction to storytelling and the story of this game. Like I said, it's pretty much the same all the way up through Fabul if you play it normally. But in the vanilla speedrun, there's a glitch that we use called the Mist Clip. Kind of clip over the town of Mist and enter on the other side, so we can kind of loot before progressing the story. Pink Puff decided that they would punish people who did that with a very interesting punishment, which we'll see. But it kind of makes the game much shorter. As long as we prepare properly, we should be all good. This run only has a few major fights. Won't be delving too much into like any of the main story stuff. Yeah, most of the fights are decently length. A lot of tight timings on some of them. Some of them are pretty free. Yeah. The great thing about this ROM hack as well, Pink Puff added dash in this newest version that we have, so kind of makes things a little bit faster. Gonna change the battle speed and battle message up to 1, and then we're gonna do some looting. As you can see, we got some items that wouldn't be in the US version. We kind of reference them as J items since they're only in the J ROM. I mean, I suppose they're in the US ROM too, but they're dummied out, meaning they don't really exist. So we'll be using some of those, and yeah. Progress the story a little bit more. As you can see, it's pretty normal. outside of a few things. Another few things that were added, people have new commands. Cecil, Dark Knight Cecil does know some black magic. Kane has an added command. Some other characters have added commands. I always like how it's always 3 o'clock no matter where you're at. Every clock in this game is set to 3. Also, who sleeps in a full suit of armor? I mean, I imagine it's gotta get sweaty at some point. Alright, good old open scroll text here. Always pretty boring. But the run will pick up here in just a minute. Once we get some shopping and actual movement, we'll be flying through this pretty quick. Alright, chat. Important question. Why do the monsters keep increasing? It's a very important question that always gets asked. It always gets asked when anybody plays FF4. Alright. So first we need to go sell a couple items and set up our inventory a certain way. Because the only way we can dupe is by getting the treasure screen. And we're going to be duping some tents. And we're going to fill our inventory with bestiaries. The only way to really get the treasure screen is either after a battle or having a full inventory here. And there we go. We just did a dupe, and we're going to sell a whole bunch of tents for a whole bunch of money. Sort our inventory so we don't have an inventory full of bestiaries anymore. Clean up our inventory just a little bit. Buy some stuff and be on our way. And just like that, we have our money. Can't dash on the overworld, unfortunately, but in any dungeons we can. That trick was indeed intense. So I'm gonna throw a save down here. If we get some unfortunate crits, we can end up getting some issues with this Mist Dragon fight. We do need Cecil to die in this fight. We are going to be leveling only Kane. Cecil will not get any experience this run. Yeah. So we're gonna make our way to the Mist Dragon. Dash is nice because we can just kind of go. Won't be opening any chests until later. Kind of just be doing our own thing. Running from everything. We don't need to grind so much yet. We'll be grinding a little bit after this Mist Dragon fight. So this fight can be pretty tight. Cecil does a lot more damage than normal, so we do need to watch to make sure that we don't get any huge crits or high damage rolls like that too much. Good low roll from Kain is not bad. Cecil continuing to roll higher than normal. There we go. Lower roll is good. Perfect. And now we're gonna kill off Cecil here. Cecil having black magic is nice because we can poison him. And now Kain can finish out the fight here. And just like that, we're good. Alright, so it's very important to save here before we do anything, in case we get into an encounter when we try the Mist Clip. Move Kain to the middle. Move tent. If you've never seen this before, it's a pretty interesting trick. And if you play vanilla, it can make you get some really good items really early. I'll kind of help you throughout the game. So we're going to save and reset. And then whammo. Except for we don't want to go in here. So we're gonna reset. kind of been running vanilla, so it's kind of ingrained to run back into town. We don't want to run in there yet. We want to go this way. We want to take any 4 sandworm encounters. And then we'll be heading to this cave up here where we can get the most experience. Yep, that's about the only time you'll see Mist in this run. We'll go ice bombs. And yeah, we're gonna be getting Kain to level 13. It's very important that we see level 13 because that's where we can run from pretty much anything. So now we'll bring Cecil back up after this, so we can kind of use a life glitch to restore enemies. But since enemies have 0 vitality, they actually just die again, so you kind of get a double kill basically. So we're going to have Kain jump, and we're going to chill on Cecil, hope for a good damage roll, and then we're just going to use a Phoenix Down on the dying enemy. And basically we get 2 kills here per enemy, so it's pretty nice. It makes for some faster grinding. An ether on Cecil here, so he can kill himself with poison. So we're at level 12. We just need one more level, and then we can advance our game. Not too much here, we just grind out really any fights that we run into. Man, imagine if Kain knew how to super jump. It would be amazing. So we don't want to grab any items. I'm gonna do a quick status check. 297. So we can just run out here, hope for a Sandman encounter, and farm one out here. I'm gonna use this elixir. This should actually be good. If not, we'll just take another one. Alright, take another one. So after this fight, we'll be level 13, and then we'll find out what happens to people who do mist skip and try to progress through the game. Level 13 it is, and here we go. So if you have the package in your inventory and you enter any trigger tile, this happens. It yells at you, and you get sent to the moon. We do need to rest up here, change rows, and there's one encounter that we need to make sure we save. Save before. If we run into a single warlock, we will just die, because we can't run fast enough from them. And suddenly we're on the moon. We're making our trek. We are going to pick up a few chests on the way. And looks like we're getting some really good encounter luck. Hey, look at that. Imagine being on the moon and only level 13. Okay, we're going to equip Kain with the dragon gear. Gives good dragon resistance, and it's pretty good defensive-wise. We're looking for a specific encounter on this floor, and this is it. Now we're gonna fight it. That's why we bought a whole bunch of X potions, because X potions are nice, and they damage undead stuff. We'll be using that for the fight, the actual boss fight we got coming up. We're gonna fight the D-Lunars, because they give a ton of experience, and, well, they're undead. We can kill them with X potions. We do need to take this encounter because we're not step routing. There is one encounter on the next floor and set of floors that can be really bad, and if you run into a blue dragon and you don't have the HP to survive, you'll just instantly win. Because they use an attack called the Blizzard, which does around 300-ish damage or so. So now we should be level 18, roughly. Possibly level 19, depending on... We got level 18, perfect. bring everybody back up. Full health. Heal. Grab the rest of the dragon gear that we need. As you can see, that dragon armor coming in super handy. A fully equipped Kain here. That way he can just pretty much survive anything. Unfortunately, getting poisoned. Now we just make our way down to the D Lunars. They are undead, so we can use X potions on them, and we do get some nice rewards. Ribbons in this game add 5 to agility, which can increase our damage multiplier. Yes, full dragon gear and a wooden spear. Definitely high quality equipment we have, but our weapon will be changing soon. Not too soon. Soon. There are a few things we are going to pick up. Hopefully Kain doesn't get hit here, but he does. Unfortunately, a single Fatal Eye is the only thing that we... Unfortunately, a Fatal Eye is very fatal. So we do lose a little bit of time there. That's alright. Nothing too bad. That's why we save. Just have to hope that the Fatal Eye doesn't come after Kain. Very unfortunate. But it is routed in for a close save point every time, so we can heal up in the meantime. And it's not a huge time loss. Fatal Eyes being changed to having death instead of just countdown in this is a little rude. Does make the moon a little bit more challenging, especially in a casual playthrough. I've had it happen many times. Unfortunately, one of the issues of running so leveled through here. Okay, we don't want to fight warlocks because they do a lot of damage. Just want a single debone here. And of course we're gonna have like the worst encounter luck now. Hey, there we go. Yeah, that's like the only encounter you don't want to see in the run at all. And if you do, you want the Fatal to hit Cecil, not Kain. But unfortunately, we only have the 50-50 shot. And they have, I believe they have like a go first flag or something like that. So yeah. That's another reason for step routing. I believe there are some step routes for this, if I remember right. Accident had made some. mostly to avoid that encounter. That's like the one encounter you really never want to see. Alright. So you didn't lose too much time there. And here we go. Go figure. Move those remedies up higher. And let's go. Unfortunately, Cecil can't take too much damage. He's kind of squishy. But yeah, we will be picking up a few things. We'll be opening this chest up here, which contains Mirage Robes, which we'll be throwing on Kain right away. And that's pretty important because it's going to boost his agility by, say, 10. But that's going to allow us to run from those Fatal Eyes now. As long as we keep Cecil alive, and he doesn't keep getting smacked, we'll be good. Like I said, we're heading down to the D-Lunar room where they keep the ribbons. We're going to save the save point beforehand, and the fight's pretty interesting. They have a certain script to where if you attack them, they cast Wall, and then they counter, or they just start spamming Virus. But if you kill one, it'll cast Wall, and it'll lock itself, basically, because it's looking for a reflected spell to come, and it never does, so it's kind of stuck. So we're going to do some equipping here. Forgot an important item. Go figure. Get flustered from the death. We need to go pick up a certain piece of armor for Cecil so we can survive the fight. Because they do cast Breath. Breath is pretty scary. Breath adds like every status ailment. And the Lordly Robes prevent those. So, almost back there. A few rooms back, no big deal. There we go. Being able to run from everything is pretty nice. Well, mostly everything. Yeah, he actually helps in the next fight, surprisingly. We need him for damage and to not get turned into stuff, because whatever Kain has equipped will not be helping. So we're going to do this, equip the Lordly Robes, and then we want to steal the Helm. And I want to say the gauntlets. Or the shield. The shield, that's right. The save. And then head on our way. So they have a certain script they follow. Normally, it's fight, fire, fight, 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 and then breath. So we're gonna count the fights after the first fire and see where we land up. There's one. There's two. There's three. There's four, so we're gonna queue up a remedy with Cecil. As long as Kain doesn't get hit, that's fine. And there we go. We're gonna make sure Cecil keeps his HP decently high until we get rid of one of the D-Lunars. And in the meantime, we'll just continue to throw explosions. Three. That's four. So queue up that remedy so he gets thrown right away, and then we just continue the cycle over and over. But yeah, we will. As soon as we get rid of one, we'll abuse their script of where if you attack them physically, they queue up a wall and then a counter spell. And then just, it's much safer, and it's a little bit faster than killing them off at almost the same time. Just one. Two. Three. Alright, so we got one. We're gonna chill, wait for the breath. So now we'll just take a swing. We'll heal up. And now this D-Lunar is locked, and it will only ever counter with fire. So we could just stand here all day, and it would only ever do fire. You do need to count the HP to make sure Cecil dies before the end of this fight. Well, okay, what do you think the D-Lunar's names are? We know Jerry is one, obviously. So my strategy here is just to keep using X potions before Cecil dies, throw an X potion on Kain, so Kain can just finish out the fight by himself. Reginald and Jerry. That is now official lore. So I'll throw an X potion on Kain with Cecil, just to make sure he's at full health. Then I'll throw one with Kain, and just finish the fight out that way. And then after this, we're gonna be doing another awesome fight. Highly recommended that everybody try this run at least once. It's not too technically challenging until the Zeromus fight. Zeromus fight is definitely a little rough. But the next fight coming up is honestly pretty hilarious to me. We basically go toe-to-toe with the Behemoth. And just jump our way with the Wood Spear, give him splinters. Basically, it's death by 1,000 splinters since we don't have a weapon, but the weapon we will be getting from that fight is gonna drastically change how fast this game gets paced. There we go. Nice and easy, 100,000 experience directly to Kain. We're gonna get Hades gloves here. Then we're gonna grab these 2 ribbons. And then do some equipping. Put a ribbon and Hades gauntlets on Cecil. Put a ribbon on you. And take the dragon shield back. And put it back on you. Alright. Heal up here. Throw down another quick save. In case we run into another Fatal Eye. I mean, who doesn't want to run into another Fatal Eye? So we'll continue to run from stuff. We've got everything we need. And, yeah. I do want to say thank you again to Link to the Cure for letting me run this game. I know that's kind of really niche, and I don't know, it's really fun to play. But time to give this Behemoth lots and lots of splinters. The reward from this chest is going to be a Dragon Spear. It's going to do massive amounts of damage to dragons, and most of the enemies in this dungeon are dragons. Just need to watch our HP value. If we get around 400, we're going to toss an X potion to heal ourselves back up, because if we take a crit from this guy, it hurts. Misses are good. I love the damage roll range. It's like 19 and then like 400. So after the next hit, we'll use an X potion. He does take a turn every once in a while, so you can take a double hit sometimes and it can be pretty dangerous. We're gonna use an X potion here. And just basically just keep jumping. Got like 20, I think he's got like 20,000 HP to go through. It's not a ton, but doing 400-ish damage at a time makes it pretty slow. But the reward will make the rest of the game go extremely fast. We're going to open up one more chest later up. And yeah, hopefully it'll be pretty good. Be getting one more weapon, and then we'll basically just be doing a grind, and then heading to Zeromus. This run is pretty much on the tail end. A really short run. Yeah. See, he got the double turn there, so I need to use an X potion after this attack. Miss is fine. Don't want to get a crit. Make sure we stay on top of the damage. Now, we could equip the dragon equipment, but we wouldn't get the extra damage multipliers, so the fight would be much longer by having to do more splinters. Apply more splinters, basically. I kind of like the fact that we got hit by that fatal. I hadn't run into one in quite a while in my practices, or in any runs recently, to be honest. It's always good to see them. Reminds you that, hey, this game can be rude. So this run actually used to be both Cecil and Kain, until kind of realized, hey, Kain can actually jump over the big bangs. That Zeromus does. Basically, only needing to heal every so often once he hits the phase for nuke. Alright, we'll do one more. There we go. This fight isn't very precise at all. You just gotta jump and watch your health. Zeromus fight is definitely the toughest fight of this run. Very precise timings. You can recover, but it does get kind of squirrely if you mess up your time, your jump timings. Run buffering is pretty important. For those of you that don't know what run buffering is, in a fight where you can't run, and you run, and you get the text box that says can't run. Anytime there's a text box at the top of the screen, all ATB freezes. So it kind of gives us more time to react to stuff while keeping the battle speed really fast. There we go. So we'll get our Dragon Spear here. A few more levels as well. Go ahead and throw that on. One more heal. And we're gonna make our way up a few more floors. We want to run into a chest that has a rune axe, which is surprisingly single-handed in this game. And it increases our damage output a little bit more than this, and we'll be using that for Zeromus. We'll actually take this fight. We're going to take really any dragon fights on the way up. We want to get as much experience as we can before we start making our way down. Sometimes Blizzard will miss now that we're kind of leveled up. We're just going to keep jumping here. It's a decent chunk of experience. 36,000 ain't too bad. A few more levels never hurts. It is a little bit slower than fighting like gold dragons, but we need the extra damage the few levels are going to give us as we go. Continue to run up. Head this way. We're not going to fight defossils. Not worth the time. They've got over 10,000. We will fight these though. Since they are dragons, they take a substantial amount of damage from the jumps. Nice and easy to get through. We want to be level 49 before we start making our descent. I do kind of play it a little bit differently than some other people. I start heading down a little bit earlier because you can fight red dragons along the way, and red dragons have a ton of experience worth getting, and there's a chance that you can run into a triple red dragon encounter, which is like 150,000 experience or something like that. But we are picking up the rune axe here. It'll be right here. Get rid of the blue dragon first. Red dragon's really not a threat. We'll see heat ray from it. That's about it. Heat ray's not going to do anything major anyways. It's pretty scary otherwise. We want to get the blizzard attack out of the way, so we don't have to heal as much in between fights. And then after this fight, we can change to the front row, so we don't have to worry about losing our physical attack damage from the back row. And that will help with grinding a little bit more, whereas we won't need jump after jump after jump. We can do like 2 jumps and an attack, or a jump and an attack. Because as you can see, Red Dragon doesn't have that high of a defense, so we can usually get through pretty quick. Take the rune axe here, heal up beforehand, change rows. So we're 41, we need 8 more levels. In this situation, we can just attack. We don't have to worry about losing that back row damage. And we don't lose as much time from jumping. So 7 more levels. We would like to see some gold and silver dragons on the way back. That would be fantastic. Defossil's not the greatest thing we want to see. Continue to make our way. We can actually run from these things now, so they're not scary. And I'm actually going to start making my way down right about now. We're going to take the dragon fights on the way, and we're going to run in... any red dragons we run into, we're going to take and hit level 49 as we're making our way down. Kind of shortens up the grind up here, giving you a little bit more go time. Behemoths we don't really want to fight. We can, but since enemies down here have a really high level, they start with like a hard to run flag, so that's why it's slower to run sometimes. Oh my. Well, that's unfortunate. Alright, so this run is actually dead, but I do have a late game save that we're gonna go handle so I don't run over my time. Got everything equipped. I do apologize for that. We were on our way down here. I'm gonna heal up. Make sure we're equipped right. Yeah, ouch. Definitely. Very unfortunate. Should have saved when I passed that save point. I thought I would be good. But made sure I had a few saves at certain areas, just in case something like that happened. Always forget those evil masks do huge amounts of damage with their spells. Alright. So the only thing we really missed out on was a few grind fights. Just would be fighting red dragons over and over. That's Golbez. It's fun fact there. He climbed Mount Ordeals. There's actually different endings you can get for this. Depends on if you become a paladin or not. Yeah, this is pretty great ROM hack. Definitely highly recommended. Come on. The guy's wearing a shirt? This is true. It's Golbez before he takes his shirt off. So this fight, we're just going to be jumping over all the big bangs and doing regular attacks in between. Try and get some extra damage in. Heal up when needed. As long as we get the jump command selected before Zroma shakes, we'll usually get in the air. It depends on how wonky ATV can be sometimes. Phase 2 is probably the scarier phase, because there is Nuke added in instead of the Ice 3, which does significantly more damage. And you'll notice the script change when we see like a little delay in between when turns would happen. So now we're in phase 2. And we'll use an elixir here during nuke. Or flare, as it's called here. And then we have a time to attack. And then we have to run buffer our jump. Ensuring you hit that run buffer is pretty important, otherwise you won't get the jump off in time. Okay, so we take one flare, and then at the next turn, during the next black hole, we will need to absolutely use an elixir. And that was a really high flare roll damage, unfortunately. So we'll absolutely need to pop an elixir right now, once we land. And then we'll continue to hold A until after the nuke, or after our second attack after the nuke. Nice crit. And just basically rinse and repeat. As long as you get your timings right, this fight should be pretty simple. Hey, and look. Granted, it's not a valid run. But yeah, that's it. That's the gist of the run. A lot of long, drawn-out fights, and yeah, thanks. Yeah, thank you again to Link to the Cure for allowing me to run this. Sorry it did not go quite as planned. But hey. That awesome Floatide was pretty not awesome. But let me just thanks for letting me run this. It's awesome. I'm glad to play for y'all every year. It's been amazing. Y'all are still rocking it. Keep it up. Next up, we got only a couple runs left. Make sure you stick around. They're both pretty exciting runs, to be honest. And we'll just chill and watch the credits for a little bit to kill the air, to kill some time in between. Not kill the air. Don't kill the air. Killing air is not good. The credits have definitely changed a little bit due to the changing story, but again, I do recommend, if you do enjoy FF4, to play this ROM hack. It is substantially harder than vanilla. There are a lot of changes. There's a lot of unique fun things, and it's highly recommended. Really great ROM hack. But yeah, up next we have Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. I love that game. It's great. And then after that we have Undertale. I mean, 2 great games back to back. It's gonna be pretty great. Hope you all stick around, and I will be donating $20 per death. Of my run. So, let me get the link here. Oh, okay, fine. 3 great games. Unfortunately, my game had some issues. Oh look, my timer restarted.